Hey all my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel, where we embrace our femininity, increase our womanly value, and celebrate our brothers. So join me on our feminine journey to learn, heal, and grow. Hey there my Crimsonites. Welcome to the Crimson Cure channel. My apologies for the tardiness, but I came upon this story a little while ago, and today the story has reached its conclusion with a sentencing and a conviction. Now I have been not so much following the story from the outset, but it had been coming up on my timeline recently, and I kind of been checking it out, like, what are they talking about? So what I'm talking about, you may or may not have heard, but it is kind of irrelevant if you heard of this story or not. This is kind of a more so a recent story. And instead of me trying to explain it to you, let's just hold on. Let me go to the actual. Okay, so these clips more or less sum up what's going on. Now, I did watch some other videos, but I don't want to play them just because of the whole copyright thing. And some of the videos have a long like narration to them and things of that nature, because this story showed up on a couple of true crime channels. But at the same time, sometimes those narratives be a little bit long and they be out of context. Well, not out of context, but it's just too long for the purposes of this. But anyway, I want to let this play. Now, this says a woman was sentenced to life for deleting her ex-boyfriend's new girlfriend while he's now engaged to someone else. Now, the deletion happened in 2022. She just got sentenced like a day or so ago. So her imprisonment was a couple of years, and then the trial took place a few months ago, or it had been taking place for a few months. So here's basically, it's going to sum it up.
Over 2 hours of testifying in her own defense, Sakina Thompson told jurors she was jealous of the relationship her boyfriend had with the victim, Kayla Hodgson.
A little, I guess you could say, jealous and like insecure.
Thompson admitted to flying from New York to Tamarack in July of 2022, in part to confront Hodgson about the relationship, hoping to convince the other woman to stop. This video shows Thompson showing up unexpectedly at Hodgson's Tamarack apartment at 4 o'clock in the morning. When Hodgson let her in, Thompson says a conversation about their love triangle quickly turned sour. Thompson says Hodgson hit her over the head with a hookah.
She just starts grabbing my hair and punching me, and I'm on the floor. I'm kicking. I'm trying to get up to fight back at this point because now it's a fight.
Thompson was 2 months pregnant at the time. She told the jury she had no choice but to grab something sharp and defend herself. Over 2 hours of testifying herself. Thompson testified that when she thought Hodgson was dead, she tried to clean up parts of the crime scene with Lysol wipes and paper towels. Thompson told jurors she went to Hodgson's apartment uninvited to talk woman to woman about dating the same man. Thompson claims Hodgson attacked her.
Punching me.
Punching you where?
My face.
Where on your face? Point to it for us.
I don't remember, but everywhere on
You
my face.
don't remember where she was punching you in your face?
In my face.
I mean, this is why you killed her, right?
No.
Right?
No.
It's not?
No.
You didn't kill her because she was fighting you?
No, I killed her because she took the glass from the hookah and slashed me across my stomach.
Thompson says she was 2 months pregnant at the time. She says Hodgson cut her stomach with a piece of glass. Thompson grabbed the glass and then blacked out. She allegedly awoke to Hodgson dead on the floor. Gruesome autopsy photos of Hodgson's body show she was stabbed herself. Thompson testified stabbed dozens of times.
I wasn't really walking over the blood, I was walking in the blood.
You walked in the blood?
Yes,
With what shoes?
the BB shoes. I changed my shoes.
Thompson admitted to changing into the victim's clothes, cleaning up some of the crime scene, and being too scared to call police. She also threw evidence in the trash.
No, she's getting close enough because my jacket was cut up.
Okay, your jacket was cut up.
My jacket was cut up.
Okay, and what'd you do with that jacket?
Threw it away.
In the months leading up to the killing, Thompson admitted to getting upset when Hodgson blocked her on social media. The state says she was upset enough to kill.
You wrote her on IG, and she, in fact, ignored your message initially, correct?
Correct.
And that made you angry.
Correct.
Stabbed dozens of times.
I was.
Now, just to do a little bit of filling in, her and the guy that she did this over had been having one of them crazy toxic relationships, situationships. She had him on her social media, and then they would be arguing. She used to want him to provide proof of where he was at if he came in late, arguing, fighting with him, all this type of stuff. Okay, just being a hood rat. She realized that her so-called boyfriend liked that Kayla girl. Now, the Kayla girl lived in Florida. This murderer here is from New York. She put a tracking device. She ended up finding out where this girl lived because she started stalking her on social media. Once she suspected that her little so-called boyfriend liked her and might have been dealing with her, she started stalking the girl over social media, stalking her, trying to find out information about her. So what she did was she found out where the girl stayed, the exact address. And then she ended up sneaking a tracking device into her dude's car when he was asleep. He didn't know she did it. And then, so she's watching his whereabouts in real time. Okay? Wherever he's going, she's trying to watch where he's going because the guy that she was dealing with was in real estate. And so it was not unusual for him to travel, to show apartments and deal in real estate business, whatever. So he ended up started going, kind of going back and forth down to Florida. She figured he was going to see that girl, which he was. So now, one of the nights, she tracking him, realizes that he is in Florida at the girl's address. And apparently, according to the app that she was looking at, he had been at that address for a few hours, 3-4 hours. She ends up, once she realized where he was at, she ends up getting a quick ticket down to Florida real quick. Ends up going down there unannounced. Showed up at this woman's house. They said that the woman just kind of opened the door, because first of all, the lady that she deleted lived in a real nice neighborhood. And probably she was expecting the boyfriend to come back. He might have left, and you know what I'm saying, how you just open the door because you expected somebody to just come back in. So she ends up opening the door. She barges her way in. Immediately, they get into an argument, which ends up in a fight, which ends up in this girl deleting this other girl. You went to do that on purpose. This wasn't just an unfortunate event that ended up in a deletion, like it would have been like second degree. They got on premeditated because you had an opportunity to cool off between seeing him at the place and being mad, booking flights, going to the airport, getting on a plane, getting to that airport, getting off the plane, and then going to that girl house. That was premeditated. And I'm glad that they found her guilty on murder 1. Because that's what it was. After she gets done deleting this woman in the middle of the night, trying to hide evidence, she puts on that woman's clothes in order to leave because her clothes had all kind of blood on it. She goes, and I don't know where she ends up meeting up or calling, I guess, her boyfriend. And they end up coming back to New York that same night. So you just catching these little cheap Spirit flights, girl. Okay. Only for like a month later or so for you to have left behind enough evidence electronically and otherwise for the police to track you all the way back to New York where the arrest was made. And then they extradited her back down to Florida to jail her and to, you know, where they carried out the court case. And eventually sentenced her to life, I think, without the possibility of parole. Let's explore. The reason I wanted to talk about this is because of the pick-me, pick-misha narrative. In these spaces, in the internet spaces, in the sprinkle spaces, in the Black female content creator space of the Boneyard, they like to throw around the word pick me or pick misha. And generally speaking, a pick misha and a pick me are the women who are submissive to their men, who are good to their men, who are nice to their men, who, you know, will defer to their men and things of that nature. So essentially, a pick me from that side of YouTube and social media is basically a lioness. And they try to term it like these women are the women that cut other women off when they get a man, or this, that, and third. You know, she trying to be too good to this guy and prove that, you know, she should be chosen and that he should marry her, and she just doing anything for a man. She's doing anything, and she is lowering her self-worth in order to say that she has a man. I don't know no other representation or more befitting thing for a pick-me as these chicks right here. This one as an example. Her as an example. She left with the man. I need y'all to absorb the details. You were angry. First off, before we get into who you was mad at, this is a relationship without any commitment. That's number one. So 9 times out of 10, you was in a situationship with this guy. No commitment, no marriage, no ring, no love, no nothing but tumultuous fighting, arguing, sex, maybe some money exchanges. You know, 1 minute you booed up, the next minute you mad at him. All the while, these chicks think that this type of behavior in these situationships is cute. They think it's cute to say that they are ready to put hands on people. Because she had some videos talking about, I throw hands, right? Over what's mine. They think that this type of toxic behavior, the fact that they'll fight, the fact that they'll argue, the fact that, they'll clown with the guy, put tracking devices and fight him and destroy his property and bust his tires and argue with him in the street. They think that that stuff is cute. They think that that makes them a strong woman in the relationship. She's the one that's not going to take no foolishness. You're not going to be able to do whatever you want to do in this relationship as a man without hearing her mouth about it. Now, mind you, she don't got enough self-worth to leave the relationship if in fact things are not going very well or these men are not treating her right. She never thinks to just completely leave if the behavior and the treatment that she's getting from this man is not up to par. She don't got enough self-worth for that. She don't have enough self-esteem for that. She don't even got enough good sense to do that. She would rather stay in a toxic relationship / situationship and argue and fight and get crazy with him because somehow that's supposed to display some type of strength to a hyena. Notwithstanding the fact that the guy's still doing what he want to do and you're still staying. I don't care how much you argue. That actually makes it worse. The fact that you want to get in his face, argue about something, talk crazy to him, and he's still going to do it and you still going to stay. But then these are the same women that want to talk crazy to the women who say, let him cheat in peace. Let him, quote unquote, cheat in peace. Because you're not leaving. You're not leaving. You're not going anywhere. You're going to let him cheat, just not in peace. You're going to argue about it every time. Every time. You're going to make it your business to find out whether or not he's cheating. And he is, because he ain't none of your man. He don't even like you like that. So he definitely dealing with another woman. And then they want to look over across the aisle to talk down to the women who are saying, I'm not going nowhere. Whether they married or not, I'm not going nowhere. I love the man. Yeah, I kind of don't like that the fact that he be, I kind of know he be going out with other women or whatever. He try to hide it, but I know that that's what he doing. I don't really like it, but not enough to leave. So I'm not going to leave. I know I'm not going to leave. So therefore, I'm not about to stress myself out at the same time by study trying to go through his phone, study trying to check him, study trying to figure out what's going on. I already know what's going on. And I ain't going nowhere. So therefore, let him cheat in peace. Let him cheat in peace. What you arguing about? What you mad for? Because you're going to still sleep with him. You're going to still do whatever it was that you were doing with him. If he goes from a situationship to trying to be a real relationship, even with quote unquote past cheating, you're going to go for it. You're going to try to go into this more serious level of relationship with him. My point is, at no stage do you plan to leave this man. This is why I be saying chicks be capped when they be talking about, oh, cheating is a deal breaker. No, you're not. No, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not. That's cap for like 80 to 90% of y'all. Cap. That's not a deal breaker. You definitely stand with this dude. So I need y'all to absorb the points. This is why I'm trying to talk about it. So no commitment. That's number one. You're going crazy over a man that may or may not have even expressed wanting you that seriously. And he wasn't serious about neither one of you. We're going to get to that in a minute. Number two, you stalked the girl. You stalked that other girl. Looking at all her pictures. The other girl tried to block you, tried to, ignore you, trying to make comments under her pictures and this and that. That woman is ignoring you. Now you mad. Who is she to ignore me? Who are you to be trying to talk to her? Talk to her for what? What you trying to get straight with her? Huh? Leave my man alone? What? He not your man. Because if he her man, he ain't none of your man. Got that? He goes out of his way to take a 19, 20-hour drive from New York to Florida to see that woman. He like her. And he wasn't going to not go see her. All that clowning and foolishness that you was doing, trying to check his phone, this, that, and the third, that wasn't stopping him from doing nothing. He was still doing what he wanted to do, whether you fussed or not. You put a tracking device on him. So you not in a real relationship. You stalked the girl. You tracked him. I don't trust no chick that do that kind of stuff. No chick that do that. Y'all need to be real careful about women that'll go that far. That'll go so far as to stalk people around, putting tracking device, trying to hear everything, see everything that you're doing. You need to get far away from her. That's not normal. That is not normal behavior at all. For nobody. That's a psycho. Because even your regular run-of-the-mill hoe don't do that. A regular run-of-the-mill hoe thought is not doing all of that. This is a psycho. Okay? You're dealing with a psycho. And a psycho will hurt you. Or try to. A psycho will hurt you or try to. So she tracked you to this woman's exact location. I guess waited till you left the location because she would have known whether you were there or not. Because she's tracking you. So she knew when he left. And so she knew that he was not there. So she came there knowing that she would not have to contend with him. Went to this is about the third or fourth story that I have covered with chicks going to the other chick house. And this is the second time out of like 3 that somebody ended up in the dirt. Somebody ended up in the dirt. Because remember that other chick got shot through the door? And she was a wife. Called herself, had a higher rank than the side chick. Talking about she went there to talk woman to woman. You can't talk woman to woman and both of y'all the side chick. You can't talk woman to woman to another woman and both of y'all side chicks. Both of y'all hoes. Both of y'all ain't got no real relationship with this dude. He just smashing both of y'all. That's the only thing. You're sharing eggplant, something that I swear to God, y'all said y'all don't do. Y'all said only pick-me's do this. Only women desperate to have a man. And she will submit herself to anything. She's too submissive. So she just be a doormat and she just let a man do whatever to her. Is this not that? But another hyena would not see this woman as a so-called pick-me because she fight and argue. You know, she do the typical hyena stuff. Girl, you go through his phone and you see these text messages. Girl, you better. But is this not hyena behavior? These are pick-me's. Literally anything for a man. Because you didn't get mad at the man. You went and deleted the girl. Over a man that didn't belong to you one way or the other. When you got arrested and when you was going through trial, she was pregnant by that man. Said you heard she was 2 months pregnant at the time of the attack. She was pregnant with that man's baby. He didn't say anything in her defense or nothing else. He claimed that he didn't know she was going to do that, and he didn't. He didn't know. He didn't know she was doing because he didn't even know she was tracking him to begin with. So he had no idea that she was about to do this. So rightfully, he was not charged with anything or anything like that. Who you gonna kill now? Because that happened in 2022. It's 2025. In the interim of that, in the interim of 3 years, he has met and engaged to propose to another woman that you don't know. And that pipe he used to lay with you, he laying with her. Now who you gonna kill? Now who? You gonna go get her? So you a fatal attraction. You a bunny boiler. Huh? You a bunny boiler. This is why I say psycho. So you a bunny boiler. You one of these bunny boiling chicks. You would break in the house and boil his cat and all that. You fatal attraction. So you're going to come back and delete any woman that, you know, he have sex with or have intimate dealings with. So how long was you going to do it? Well, what was you going to be? A serial bunny boiler? Every chick that you caught him with, you was going to go delete her too? How far was it going to go? This is why you needed life. This is why you needed a life sentence. Because what was you going to do? Stalk that man? Because nothing is off the table now. You crazy. You crazy. We can't just assume that you have sanity and that you have a stopping point and that that's because you already went above and beyond the limits because you deleted somebody off the back of he was screwing her. So we can't take for granted that you have any kind of sense. Beloved, yes, ma'am. How you doing, Miss Dee Dee? Bunny boiling. Like in Fatal Attraction. And lionesses is supposed to be pick-me's. We're doing anything to keep a man. All lionesses is doing is being good to the men that's being good to them. All lionesses are doing is being good to the men who are being good to them. Being honorable to the men who married them, the men who are taking care of them, the men who love them, the men who are pouring into them. That's what lionesses are doing. And we get called pick-me's and you male-centered and all that kind of stuff. No, y'all is the pick-me's. All them chicks that be on For My Man is a bunch of pick-me's. Because you went all the way to Florida to delete that woman and caught a flight back with the man. That all of this was supposedly over. You were supposedly so mad at him, but you caught a flight back with him. Probably had all kind of sex with him that night. He don't realize he having sex with a demon. This is one reason why we talk about these hoes and what hoes is doing. This is why we also have to put a shining light to the men and let the men know it's a lot of these chicks is not worth that. They are not even worth the sex that y'all are throwing away on them. The men are saying, well, it's just sex. You know what I'm saying? I'm not devoted to her. I'm not trying to be in a relationship with her. I'm not trying to give her anything or anything. So it should be okay. No, it's not okay. It's not okay. And it's not okay because the other women are going to clown it. That ain't what I'm talking about. It's not okay because it's demons out here. She looked like any other black girl, which is the scary part. She looked like any other hyena with that baby hair down her nostrils. How you slicking down baby hair all the way down to your upper lip looking like a mustache? And you think that that's somehow presentable in public? Yet, you know what? I have to look. Because their story is so long and winding, I'm definitely going to have to look further in with the turkey leg hut because a lot has gone on with them over the years. A lot of bad business. I think a lot of it is the wife's fault and things of that nature. A lot of fraud and lawsuits. And it's a lot. It's a lot in that story. But it's definitely a story worth doing like a case study on. Your baby hair slicked down, looking like a goatee. And you think you presentable in public. You all on the stand. Those is not baby hairs. Y'all don't understand what baby hairs is in 2025. Baby hairs, first of all, your grown, funky, hairy boxed itself ain't got no baby hair. Let's get that straight. Y'all funky coochie chicks out here, you don't got baby hair. Baby hairs for babies and little girls. You demons ain't got no baby hair. You demons ain't got nothing so innocent as baby hair. Baby hairs for little girls and little babies. And they hang, but little teeny little hair, and then you just kind of do like that because it ain't nothing. That's baby hair. You and coming back from the middle of that 30-inch bust down to cut it and slick it to the side. You got it looking like a Greek key going down your side of your face. That's not baby hair. Y'all know what a Greek key is, don't you? Put a 1 in the chat if you know what I mean by a Greek key. That little design. Do you know what a Greek key is? Don't make me show you a Greek key. Y'all know what a Greek key? For those who don't know what a Greek key, this is a Greek key design. That's a Greek key. That right there. Can y'all see that? That's called a Greek key. It's on the edge of every hood area rug in a ghetto furniture store. It's in every hood. These are Greek keys. All is what you see up here. These is Greek keys. This is a Greek key. I'm not going to stay too long on the men. I'm not going to stay too long here anyway. But I'm just trying to drive home the point of the pick-me's. Those are pick-me's, not women who are submissive, not women who are doing right by their husbands and their families, not women who are deferring to the order of the Most High and their husbands. Those are not pick-me. Those are lionesses. Those are good women who are doing their best to be good women, good wives, and good mothers. That's who those women are. Them pygmishas that they try to put that jacket on the lioness, that jacket belonged to them. Y'all do everything y'all swear to God y'all don't do. Everything that you swear that a lioness would put up with and that you could never, you do all of it. You put up with other women. Y'all will so much as have sex with the other women to keep the man. If you think that having a threesome with another chick, even if you don't necessarily go that way like that, you will do it. You will lick twat to keep a man. A lioness could never. Say I'm lying. Y'all will bump coochies to keep a man. And he gonna cheat on both of y'all. When you done bumping coochies, he's going to get a third one that you don't know about. This is why they crash out. They think about all the stupid stuff that they did, went against whatever little morals that they never had or thought they had, and they went against it and all that kind of stuff. I don't really want to do. And they think about all that stuff that they did that they quote unquote wouldn't have ever done if he didn't say it or if he didn't want it. And then he quote unquote cheat on them anyway. This is where the crash out be coming from. This is where the crash out be coming from. Because you swear to God that pick me women pay for their men and they men don't get them no money. They take care of the men. Y'all that's y'all story. Y'all don't want to put no money in a household because you spent all your 20s and 30s and half of your 40s paying for men. And then you want to look at a lioness because she financially contributes to her household. Talking about, girl, I could never do it. You've been taking care of jailhouse Negroes for the past 15 years. Leave me alone. You have been taking care of jailhouse Joliet Penitentiary, East Moline Penitentiary, Southern Illinois Penitentiary men. You have been taking care of 26 in California men. If you've been in Chicago, you know what I'm talking about. County jail, penitentiary men, you takes care of them. I did a show a few months ago where one grabbed him literally off the street. He was in the street and you drug him in like a stray dog and fed him. And lionesses are supposed to feel away because our husbands, you know what I'm saying, pay for things and then we contribute money. You know, we'll contribute money. We'll help them save money. We help do that. He drives your little Nissan Versa into the dirt. He don't do no oil changes. He don't put no gas in it. Your brakes is scrubbing. He lay up and twiddle them little dingy Fruit of the Loom socks, them little dingy dollar store or Family Dollar socks. Them little dingy Dollar General socks that come in a Hanes bag, but they fail quality control, so they don't fit all that good. He twiddle them and play on PS5s all day that you bought him because he ain't got no money. Because you study trying to keep him from cheating. So you spend all your income tax on him. These are the men that y'all crashing out for. These men. I'm not even talking about the guy in the case, because I don't think he fit that bill. But I'm talking about y'all chicks, swear to God, you ain't gonna pay for no man, you ain't doing this and ain't doing that for a man. Yes, you do all of the above. Huh? Y'all neglect y'all kids for the man. How many stories have you heard where she didn't know this man from a can of paint? She either got him off the street, off the block, or she got him out of the jail cell, paroled him to her house. She got 2-3 kids in there. She don't know him from nowhere, lets him in the house. He in and out of the house. And then he done did something to them kids, whether it was sexual or whether he beat them or whether he deleted them. But lionesses is supposed to wear a crap. We supposed to be feeling stupid? Because at least whatever we doing with men, if we're doing it with men that at least can utter out their mouth that they love us. These men don't utter nothing of the sort. If you try to ask, well, what are we? Girl, get out of my face, girl. Shut up. That's what you get. Boy, quit playing. Who playing? You came in there trying to talk to him about what we is and got muffed out the door. At least a lioness husband ain't muffing her. She go in for a kiss and get muffed. Y'all gets muffed, left on read. You be texting, you be worse than that Kermit, what you call it? You be furiously texting him and he don't text you back for 4 days. He don't text you back for 6 days, and on the 7th day he is risen and he come back and you lets him back in there. And you know you better not ask too many questions or you turn back around and go, it'll be another 6 days. Darkness will move upon the face of the deep before you talk to him again. These are the men that you crashing out. And you crashes out because you were not only are you not better than him, you're worse than him. You're worse than him. For as bad as these qualities are of these men, y'all are worse than the men. And I'm saying you're worse than the men because a woman always pick a man better than her. She always go get a man better than her. So whether you got money and he don't or not, that he's still better than you. Women do not like men that's not better than them. So you're worse than him. For all the crap that he is, you worse. But lionesses, is something wrong with lionesses because we want to be good to men that are our husbands and men that we love and like they love us and the actual fathers of our children. And we ain't supposed to be y'all looking at us like we pick knees if we fix his plate. We're insecure. Y'all track men with air tags and whatever else you got. Listening devices. Y'all worse than the FBI. Y'all worse than the CIA. They need to hire y'all. We'll take off. We'll be the best espionage. We'll have the best spies in the country. All we got to do is get y'all on the case. Y'all wiretap better than the feds. You know, lionesses got better things to do. You got one chewing off bumpers when she get mad. Lionesses could never. We don't have time to be tracking down no men. We not insecure enough to track down no man. Whatever is done in the dark will come to light. We ain't worried about that. Lionesses ain't got time to be on Facebook and Instagram stalking no chick she don't know. Because I don't even want you to know I looked at your profile. Let alone try to talk to you through a message. Girl, if you don't sit down, she a nail tech. So you ain't got no job, Tommy? So you ain't got no job, Tommy? And like I said, you did all that for him to be sticking and moving with a whole different woman. Now you sitting in jail like the goofball that you are. Now you in there with the rest of the twat lickers. Now you got to lick twat for the rest of your life. That's the real sentence. That's the real punishment. Now you surrounded by dirty penitentiary cooch for the rest of your life because you crashed out over a penis that didn't even like you. Cleaning up a crime scene with Lysol wipes. The stupidity alone should have been a separate charge. And you know that coochie dirty in the pen because coochies go through too much not to have complete full access to hot water on demand and soap and sanitary napkins and all that kind of stuff. We bleeds and we go through way too much not to have consistent ability to clean. So you're forced. Ain't that something? You will never get that eggplant again. If some other woman is enjoying him and her freedom. And you about silly as a pile of bricks. Done crashed out and took another woman's life. Destroyed yours. Your baby won't be raised by you. All for some penis. And we're the pick-me's. Thank you, Deacon. Said teach. Said hygiene is terrible nowadays. Yeah. Thank you, Justin. Said peace and blessings to you, Crimson. And thank you, anyone can learn. Said you too nice, Crimson. They mess with men who wear gas station socks. Anyway, I'm out of here. Jump down in the comment section. Oh, right. Your afterlife shot. Your karma in this life shot. Girl, for some ding-a-ling. And we're male identified. Us? Anyway. Jump down in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Like, share, subscribe to the channel if you have not. Once again, I'm your host, the Crimson Cure, and this was my perspective. Bye-bye, Crimsonites.